make it
Welcome
look
back
good.
to season 2 of Therapeutic Rap. By the time y'all see this, because we're gonna release this Monday, shortly after midnight, it will be somebody's birthday. Happy birthday, Janae!
Hey, thank y'all. Woo, I can't
Hey
wait for this
man,
episode to drop. Let's turn up.
hey this is gonna be real interesting, man. If y'all don't know me, man, I'm the boy with the sharpest tongue in the East Coast, man. My name Jay. Uh, we got Chris with us. We got Miriam. We got Melly Mel. And the birthday girl, just Janae, man. How y'all doing today? Everything doing?
Why we don't get no
Hey,
fire ass
doing good.
intros,
Ready to get
dog?
this
It
podcast
ain't your
started. What
birthday.
we talking about today?
No,
When-
no, you just said I'm just that and the third, and then that from the East Coast, and then and then we got Chris, Miriam.
oh, excuse me. Okay. I give you a dope intro. Hey, yo, we got the baddest redhead.
This side of the Mississippi. Let them know.
Yeah,
Let them
West Coast.
know.
We got the West Coast redhead, Chris, all the way from Detroit. But now, ladies, how y'all guys doing, man? Don't bother us today. How y'all doing?
Good.
Glad to be
How the
here.
fellas doing since we got a fella that's acting?
I'm
How you doing, Chris? You
hungry.
good?
I'm hungry.
You better hurry up and
It's
eat.
you been
You gonna
Listen,
hangry.
get hurt.
listen.
Okay.
I'm not me when I don't have a Snickers. No Diddy. So
Whoa. Hey, look, I'm glad you said that, man. I'm glad you said speaking no Diddy, man. Speaking of Diddy, man, 2 things came out this week about him. No pun intended on the come out. Pause. One, uh, a podcaster said that he caught him in there with Carl Winslow getting down. And then number 2, G Dep got released from prison, and he said, hey, he got over 400 songs. He want to work with Diddy again. He said when they worked on his album, they was in the studio for months, and he never seen any of the stuff that people are saying about Diddy, man. So my question to you guys is, with the rise of social media and everything, do you think that he could possibly get a fair trial, seeing the fact that hasn't been charged with anything and he's already convicted in the court of public opinion? Do y'all think that a fair trial is possible for Diddy?
Absolutely not.
hell no.
I don't think he's going to trial.
Yeah.
You would have to go get some people from overseas, and they might even know about it.
He's
Correct.
not going to trial.
Right.
Well, speak on that. What you mean by that? What you think gonna happen?
I think they're going to figure out a way to just kind of glaze over it. Like, he's not going to trial.
No, he gonna get
Because
knocked
they
off the
said,
throne. He's gonna
think
get
about it,
knocked
they
off
said
the
there were
throne.
cameras. They said there were cameras in every room of his house. So that means he has documentation of a lot of people. He's not going to trial.
What up, Bishop?
So is he getting Epstein or what?
Nah.
You know what? I don't know what's gonna happen. Because what's that guy name? The Caucasian guy? The one who owns Universal. What's his name?
Was it Tony Montella? I mean, Clive Davis was one of them cats.
Not Clive Davis. He's named in the lawsuit. He's named in the lawsuit, and he's the top of Universal. He's not going to allow Diddy to expose him. Now, Diddy might have an accident, but he's not going to trial.
I don't think he's gonna go to trial, but his reputation is never gonna be the same. It's never gonna be the same. He's gonna get knocked off the throne.
So let me ask you, pause. Let me ask y'all a question. Do you think if he just came out right now and said, "Hey, listen, I happen to be a bisexual male that likes exotic stuff," you think he could then be a champion for the LGBTQ community?
Hell
or you think
no.
You think it's too late?
Hell, they're gonna be like, man, look at Joe Rap sheet. We don't even want you over here.
Man, some people not gonna care about that and gonna be like, please come over.
I feel like everybody already knows he was gay, though.
Have you heard some of the shit that they've been saying he been doing?
Like, I think all of them are gay. I think
correct.
Once you hit a monetary status, I think, you get gay for pay.
Whoa. Hey, gay for pay is crazy.
Crazy.
But it's honest though. It's real. It's a lot of celebrities that's out here doing things, and they get away with it because they can hide it. They can pay people to hide what they're really doing.
Yeah.
All
Have
right,
y'all
so
seen that
right
video?
right now for $1 million, would you wear a shirt that say "I'm gay for pay"?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Well,
Mm-mm.
just asking.
But did y'all see that
You
video
went out.
of Justin Bieber in the club with Odell Beckham? Did y'all see that?
Odell Beckham, we've been new about him.
No, but did y'all see the video of Justin Bieber giving fellatio to Odell Beckham?
Not confirmed. Not
And
confirmed.
Trey Songz was standing right beside him.
Not
the video?
confirmed. The video is
Okay.
blurry.
I wouldn't.
Okay.
First of all, I wouldn't watch that just because of the title. I'm good on all that.
We ain't gonna just crucify my dog. Not confirmed. Not confirmed.
Okay.
Well,
Odell does some shady shit, like an all-male yacht party with shirts off, but we're not gonna confirm that video.
So how likely are
it's
you
given,
to get guys?
It's given the way you pulling for him. You would have been on the yacht party, straight sausage party.
It's given
exactly. How likely are you to get guys if you don't believe?
Y'all listen. You can't.
Would you throw that party?
No.
Right. Yes.
No.
Yeah.
Nah, you're gonna be at that white party with them men hugging you from the back.
Absolutely not.
Look, not episode 1. We're not. Nope. Not episode 1. We're not. No, we're not. No, we're not. Nope. Not episode 1. We will not do that today.
Listen. That's not my character. I don't judge people who do live like that. Have fun. Do you know what I'm saying? Do what you do. That's not for me.
Man, y'all got me messing up. Listen, guys, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Therapeutic Rap 189 on YouTube, therapeutic_rap on Instagram, Therapeutic Rap on Facebook. All right, now we can get back into the conversation. Goodness, that's just said hugging from the back.
No,
yeah, that's great. I
do not go for those type of activities.
Hey, no Diddy. I'm off of this Diddy conversation. All right. So last week the world lost a legend. Mr. Simpson, OJ, as I like to call him. He lost his battle with cancer that no one actually knew he was fighting. So with that, the executive of his estate said that at first he said, "Hey man, I'm not giving the Brown or the Goldman family nothing," and then he kind of retracted on that. My question to you guys about OJ, do you think that once a person dies that like people should back off and let the family grieve them for the person that they loved, or do you think, hey, if you was a horrible person, you still need to get this work?
Let people grieve.
Let it go.
Case by case.
No, it ain't no case by case. Like that's disrespectful to me.
Case. I'm not gonna let Jeffrey Dahmer's family grieve. Fuck them.
Correct. Like,
oh, at the end of the day, we don't know if OJ really did it. We could suspect. We know Jeffrey Dahmer did it. No, damn the family. You raised a serial killer.
Okay, let's
see. That's bad. That's bad, bro.
What do you mean that's bad? No, if we knew, no.
Hey man, that's somebody's son. That's somebody's uncle. Like he might have been good to them. Like they deserve the same respect, in my opinion, that anybody deserves if you lose a loved one.
Yes, but how many people lie publicly? How many people lie at funerals about all the wonderful things that people have done, knowing this is the same person that slapped you in the mouth, the same person that abused you, is the same person that sexually abused their niece or nephew? Like, no, at the end of the day, if they were terrible, they were terrible.
Eugene was a good man, and he got 20 girls running the corner. That wasn't no good man. What you talking about?
Yeah. Eugene had 37 kids by 36 different women.
Well, if you are not going to get around father, then what are you doing? And how long does it go on for?
Say that again.
Like, how long you gonna harp on it? Like, how do you let it go? How do you move on with your life? They did. So how long are you gonna? How long are you gonna get upset with somebody who's dead? They're dead. So What now?
I mean, I believe it could be. I mean, it depends on the severity of like with Jeffrey Dahmer. There was a lot of people that were affected, right? So, and it was a not like a crucial moment, but it's a big chunk of history. Like we know Jeffrey Dahmer, right? He's up there in the top list of serial killers. I don't think it's like one of those things that you could just let go,
Why not?
Just like, because those who don't learn from history are doomed to repeat it.
I mean, but more than anything, that's trauma. Like you don't
you gonna carry that trauma on. Do your own day?
I mean,
I'm
a survivor of trauma, childhood trauma. Just because my abuser passed away doesn't mean that it takes away from how I feel about that individual, what they did to me. Like, yes, they're dead and gone. They can no longer hurt me. There might not be danger, but it doesn't take away the memory. It doesn't take away, the effects of it. It doesn't take away the hypervigilance. It doesn't take away any of that. So, yeah, you might be dead, but at the end of the day, I still have things that I'm dealing with here in life because you are in the grave.
But what about their family though? Their family don't matter. Like they don't get the same. They're not afforded the same opportunity to just remember their loved one the way that they want to.
If he would have paid them their money, they would have let them grieve. But he didn't pay them their money and made dang sure they did not get their money. So he's not gonna rest because they didn't get the rest when their loved ones were killed.
So do you think that
this is an effect of what he did in life?
Do you think that the estate should pay the Brown and the Goldman families?
No. That's taxpayer money. We ain't gonna have nothing to do with that death.
Don't OJ got some kids? Give it to them.
No.
OJ got like 4 kids.
And split it up amongst them. And go about your.
But do y'all think OJ had 30? You think he had 36 mil?
No.
Maybe not 36 mil, but whatever he did have, you can split that among the kids and then go about your day.
But here's the thing: wasn't after the lawsuit where the family sued OJ after he got off? Didn't they award him a couple $1 million that he refused to pay him and moved out of state to Florida or something like that?
It was $30 million. It was $30 million, but the thing was there is no actual court order that says he has to pay it. They just got awarded the judgment, but there's no court order for him saying that he had to pay it. So that's why he didn't pay it.
Judgment and an order to pay it?
Not necessarily.
That's confusing.
Hey,
if he would have gave them at least
that man had the dream team,
they probably would have let him rest.
He probably knew every law book, front to back, back to front, upside down, and sideways. So he probably knew if the judge didn't say this, then I don't got to do this.
Don't got to pay.
Well, if we get if somebody takes you to civil court right now and win, you'll have a judgment against you. Like that may go on your credit or whatever. Now, if you win like a state lottery or something like that, then that person can take you back to court and then get an award, get awarded a judgment that means that they can take that from you, bless you, or that you're forced to pay it. Like 45 just had a court order to pay I think 45 million or something in order to, I don't know what it was, but that was different than like an award, I don't know, but the legal law is always confusing, but it always tends to work out for the person with the most money.
But my understanding is that he was ordered to pay, and to avoid paying, he moved to Florida because the laws in Florida were different. And because the laws in Florida were different, he didn't pay because he moved to Florida. So that means he avoided paying because he was ordered to pay.
Well, after he moved to Florida, they arrested that man and put him in prison for stealing his own stuff back.
Correct. So they tried to get him on something, but at the end of the day, had he given them, at least 5 coins, they probably would let him rest.
Touche. Hey, rest in peace to a legend, man. He was a menace on the football field, and maybe outside of the football field.
What was that?
What happened?
Where the balloons come from?
She sent some balloons up. Hey, that's perfect though. She sent balloons. What they went the wrong direction though. They got to go the other way for OJ, but balloons nonetheless.
Bro, that. No, we're not doing that.
No balloons.
in the state of North Carolina.
But because he played sports, does that really make him a good person just because he was a great athlete? Like, everybody's harping on him being this great athlete, but who was he as a person? You get what I'm saying? Like, everybody's like, oh, yeah, he's such a legend. He did this. He ran the ball 50 billion times, whatever it is. But
what other information do you have other than that?
If you take away being accused for a double murder, man, he seemed like a really genuine guy.
Let me explain something to you. You don't have to be a good person. Be a good person and being a legend. They're not
one and the same.
Yeah. Now he's a sports legend. However, who he was as a person, I don't know. I've never met the man, but he was funny and Naked Gun.
And he was funny in his old age. Him on Twitter,
especially with on It Is What It Is.
Yeah, him with Cam and Mason and him on Twitter, comedy gold.
Yeah, definitely. Next, man, I want to spend a little time talking about this video that is making its way around the internet. Viewer discretion is advised, man. This happened at a high school in North Carolina, man, Winston-Salem, North Carolina. It's called Parkland High. Should I show the video? Yeah, why not? Let's do it.
One more time. Oh! What? You think that affected me any? Want me to hit you again? I don't want it. You want me to hit you again? I don't want it. You want me to hit you again? Oh my God. Oh! I'm fucking playing with you. I told your dumb ass I'm not this dumb ass glass off your fucking face. And do I look like I care? What the fuck wrong with you? What you gonna do? Still sit in that chair? Nigga, you a bitch. My granny, nigga, stop fucking playing with me. What wrong with you? Bitch ass nigga. Ain't nobody in the come and you just got slapped. Bitch, go back to teaching. I'm soft ass.
There's a lot to unpack in that video.
First, I never really heard the audio because I was at work and I really couldn't hear it. So I guess that was a dude.
So it is a trans person that is transsexual or that's transitioning.
Yeah,
that would slap the teacher.
Yeah, and the crazy part is that's not the most to unpack in that video. Like, there's way more, way different levels. First of all, what do you guys think should happen to the young man who
clink
the teacher?
Locked up. They won't let me out.
He should be charged.
They won't let me out. Oh yeah, he got to catch
a charge for that.
Yeah, I could never be a teacher.
Oh, because I'd have thrown something back for sure.
If only, hold on. If only we had somebody who had experience with teaching or anything. Is there anybody like that on the panel?
Me. I'm an educator.
Well, let's talk about it. Let's get into it. What did you see in that? What could have? First of all, your raw emotion about it. How does that watching that video make you feel?
I think the state of education is out of hand in general. I think it's a great lack of parent participation. I think in society we have tried to cater to a whole lot of viewpoints, hence how we had the transsexual in the classroom. Now, I'm not knocking anybody's choice. What I will say is, with your choice comes other things as well. High school is a hard place to be. Being in the education setting is a hard place to be. And being in high school is an even harder place to be. So just like we think about the careers that we go into, sometimes you got to kind of consider the career you want to go into and how you want to show up in that career. Now, the child needs to go to jail. I almost think the parents should be evaluated as well, because for that child to be as bold as he was and no fear, that means he has been almost like an adult, free range adult. So he should be in trouble. I think it was inappropriate, But if I was in high school, I've never experienced having a teacher like that. I don't know what that even means. You get what I'm saying? That doesn't allow for a child to hit you and disrespect you. But I already think it's a dangerous environment to put yourself in general. That's just what I think.
She said a lot. Janae, what you
got? Yeah, he definitely need to be locked up. I also feel like though that whatever your sexual orientation, whether you are trans man, trans woman, bisexual, gay, whatever the case may be, I don't think that it dictates how you can perform a job, whether it's our everyday job or being a teacher. But I do agree, like she said, it is dangerous. But even when you're a part of the LGBTQIA, it almost seems like walking down the street for them is dangerous. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I feel like it really sucks. First of all, to be a teacher and get disrespected like that is beyond me. I would have never thought to smack my teacher. Now, yeah, teachers have pissed me off, right? Who haven't had a teacher that pissed them off, made them mad? I even had a teacher that said some racist stuff to me, but it never came across my mind to raise my hand to smack the shit out of a teacher. I went home and told my mom and let my mom handle it. And then not only did he smack her once, he did it again. And I also feel bad for the teacher because she was saying, I don't want it. I don't want it. So she was pretty much telling him, I don't want no smoke. I don't want no problem. And then you still went ahead and did it anyway. Like, to me, it hurt because I feel like I can not necessarily relate, but I feel bad for the teacher. Like, you literally come to work to try to make your ends meet, to teach these badass fucking kids that don't have no respect for nobody. To get done that way, like, and then also the dude, like, nah, and I feel like it's like a trend, like teachers, I mean, kids putting their hands on teachers, and then teachers are not supposed to do nothing. They supposed to refrain from it. Man, bullshit. I couldn't be no teacher. Cause yeah, nah. It's no way. It's no way.
Miriam, I'm dying to hear your take.
Ooh, there are so many levels to this. For one thing, I'm a Parkland High School graduate, 2005. Let's go Mustangs. I'm not a Winston-Salem native, but I did graduate from Parkland High School. I'm not a Trefo native, but I have met some of the most amazing people that have come out of Winston-Salem. Some of my dearest friends come from Winston-Salem, but there are also a lot of people that I've met that come out of Winston-Salem that are scary. And by scary, I mean are engaging in things at a very young age that were mind-blowing to me coming from a different town, because I'm from Chapel Hill, North Carolina. So to even see this video and then see Parkland across the bottom just hurt my heart, because I have Mustang pride to a certain extent because I did graduate from there. You know what I'm saying? Now, the child should be locked up. The child should be expelled. But this can't be the first time he's acted out like this. It can't be. It can't be the first time where the teachers that have, the administration, where are the parents? I promise, if my child, and I have kids ranging from 23 to 5, my kids know if I had ever seen them do some mess like that, you have to fight me next. I'm wearing you out. I don't care if it's a principal, SR officer. I've been to the school and they escort me to a room so I can whoop my child ass. No words. You can go over there, Miss Lyde. Thank you. I'm not playing with you, because discipline starts at home. But this can't be the first time that he acted out like this. And then I'm wondering, like, I can't 100% agree with Janae in that the parents should be evaluated, because there's a lot of parents out here that's trying that are really trying to discipline their kids, and these kids don't have it in them. So I can't say it's 100% on the parent, because as a parent, like I said, of kids from 23 to 5, it's times where I have stood and cried because I was so embarrassed by the behavior of my child. But better believe that they felt it. They knew what they did was wrong by the end of it. But then I stood back and said, well, what did I not do right? What did I not teach them? What could I have done differently? But at the end of the day, just like adults, kids have choices too. Now, whether they learn from that mistake or not learn from that mistake is one thing. That's one thing. But for them to continuously act like that, is something going on with that child. And it could be something in the home. I'm not saying it's not. But at the same time, we can't always blame the parents, because there are some parents out here that's trying their best to save their kids' lives. I know for a fact a mama right now, her kid is out in the street. She has done everything she can to save that child, and he just don't want to act right. You know what I'm saying? So he needs his ass whooped. So, I mean, period. He has to learn somewhere, or he's gonna learn in the street. He's gonna either end up dead or in prison for the rest of his life.
I want to jump in real quick, because I never want to take away anything from a participative parent, because there are some participating parents. What I'm saying is, I have seen on a large scope that parents drop their kids off and keep it pushing. Now, this child, I want to know, if this child has a behavioral problem, how often was the parent showing up to the school? How often was the parent volunteering? How often was the parent checking in with the teachers? I want to know what the parent was doing to ensure that their child was not doing anything to anybody else in that school. Parents really believe that the whole, not all of them, but a lot of responsibility just falls onto the school. I drop you off, you catch that bus. What happens at school happens at school. I've had parents say, why you keep calling me? What you mean, why I keep calling you? I've had parents say, they don't check book bags. They don't check homework. They don't check report cards, progress reports. They don't respond to emails. They hate when teachers call them. They won't give none of their time away to the school. So when do the parents jump in to help us? Because struggling.
A lot of times, though, by the time that the child has reached high school, the child has displayed characteristics that kind of let you know who that child is aspiring to be.
Mm-hmm.
So
and the parent needs to be a bigger participant then. I think the parent needs to be.
I agree. I agree.
But a lot of times by that time, man, if they lost, they gone. Well, a lot. It is sad to say. And I coach at the high school level. I was a wrestler and an active fighter a lot of times, man. And what was alarming to me is I have never physically assaulted somebody, and at the end said that's on my granny. I never like I don't know what goes on mentally to be like, yo, my grandma would be proud of that. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you.
So what for me, and Chris, I want you to chime in on this, man. For me, the most alarming part was after the second smack, the taunting that the kid did toward the teacher. Like, I just smacked you. Ain't nobody come help you. Go back to teach with your dumb ass.
Right.
What is? I mean, and no disrespect to your hometown, man. But you came from probably the roughest city of anybody on the panel. Hey, make some sense of that for
me. Before I get into that, I just want to say, seeing stuff like this makes me thankful for the parents that I got.
Yeah, for sure.
Because I couldn't so much as breathe wrong when my parents were talking to me without getting, handled properly, right? So there was never a thought in my mind like, man, I could go and slap my teacher. My parents was more so my mom, because my dad was busy with work, whatever. but he had the house on lock whenever they needed to go together. But my mom was she made sure every orientation, before I even knew what my class schedule was, she knew my class schedule. Why? Because she went and gave every teacher on my list her phone number, the house phone number, her personal email, her work email. They had different ways of communicating. If he ever acts out, it'd be times where I didn't even know that I messed up. And I go home and I got a belt waiting for me. I'm like, what did I do? I thought I had a good day. So I'm thankful. And every time I see videos like this, I'm so thankful that my parents had the strong hand of guidance that they did. And I've never in a million years would imagine myself raising my hand. There's like Janae said, there's been times where everybody's had teachers. I had a teacher lie on me and give me bad grades, and he was the one that was losing my homework. Never thought to DDT him in the middle of the hallway, right? So, but this generation coming up now,
different.
There's a level of lawlessness.
For real.
There's a level of no fear, right? And I think part of it has to do with the parents, right? Sometimes there are non-involved parents who or there are parents who want to be treated or to want to be seen more as friendly than parents, right? Mm-hmm. When you have somebody who is supposed to be your guiding figure, your parental figure, and you're on a peer level, on a friendly level, the kid is not going to respect that because they see you as an equal. That's the first mistake, right? Because now it's like everybody said, it starts at the house. If I can get away with saying whatever I want to you at home, where the base of the foundation of discipline is supposed to start, if I can get away with that here, then everything else out here is a piece of cake. And they take that and they take it to the school, not to mention like certain influences. And I really hate it, but there is musical and television influences on things. A lot of the ways that the Black community is portrayed and a lot of things doesn't help as well. There's always a lot of Black trauma that is glorified or celebrated on screen. And a lot of the parents now don't really restrict what their kids can watch. So on top of, there being a lack of discipline at the house, a lack of restriction on what is being taken in by the child, they're being influenced by all these other, influences, and they're taking it in. The kids are sponges. The first 18 years are nothing but just sponge years, right? So if you're not doing anything to counteract the acts and the evils that they face on the outside world by instilling some kind of discipline, morals, ethics in them at the house, you're already fighting a losing battle. You're already behind the curve, because not only do you have to match what they see outside, you have to beat it as well. You have to be in front of it. Mm-hmm. And a lot of there's a generation of parents who are not doing enough at the house. But I don't even know, because I've grown up around real hardened, like, for lack of a better term, thugs, gangsters, right? Who still knew how to respect their elders. Whatever it came down to, like, they needed to get physical, it was always on their level of who they was. But it was always respect to the OGs, respect the elders. Even thugs and gangsters would tell you, hey, don't talk to your moms like that. Don't talk to my dudes like that. Don't talk to so-and-so. You know what I'm saying? The corner store owner. Don't talk to Mr. Jerry like that, right? There was always still some kind of, so I don't know where the disconnect happened between that generation and the generation coming up now, but we're missing a lot of key values that even the most hardened criminals even knew.
Let me touch on something, man, that I've seen and experienced. And you all made very valid points, and I appreciate all your opinions and thoughts on the situation. But one thing that you guys haven't touched on is what I think is the peer impressions. Like, I'm gonna take, because I'm trying to grandstand in front of my peers or whatever, I'm gonna take it further than what Rick took it last week. And next week I'm gonna take it further than what Mike took it. And it's almost like a one-upsmanship between each one of these kids on how far we can disrespect the adults, how far we can push this thing.
You know what I think is very key in that? Social media has got everybody twisted.
Facts.
A lot of people, you see a lot of these influencers and stuff get famous for doing dumb stuff. Like, I don't know if you guys remember dude named Boom Gang, right?
Oh, I remember him.
He had the tattoos all over his face, and he got famous because he would run to a jewelry store and then like run out real quick, or he was doing crazy stuff. And you got all these people that's doing these crazy pranks, like going into like bad neighborhoods and acting like they're doing drive-bys or running up and like they claim it like they banging sets and stuff like that. And kids see that and they're like, oh, that's funny. Oh, he got 1 million views. Oh, he rich off of doing this. Da, da, da. If he can do that, I can do that. And then they go and try to imitate that. And then I think social media has got a really big hold on a lot of what's going on nowadays.
And it was almost like thinking back on the video, it was almost like that kid knew somebody was recording. Like he knew that like he was putting on and
put a camera. Like, oh, watch this.
There's nothing at that young age when your mind's still impressionable and you think that you care about what your quote unquote friends say and do or whatever. Hey, it's easy to hype them up. Like, listen, man, listen. I go 6'3", about almost 300, somewhere in that neighborhood, and I had a 14-year-old kid try to fight me at wrestling practice, and I told him, I said, listen, man, hey man, call your dad. Just call your dad, man. I'm not going here with you, man. And he called his dad, and his dad came up there tough. Hey man, I'm looking for Coach J. And the other coach said, there he is right there. And I came around the corner and he was like, hey, sir, can I have a conversation with you? Yeah, sure you can. Sure you can. Right. And by the time we talked about the disrespect or whatever, he took his kid home and disciplined him. And that's what this generation is missing. But the kid wanted to fight because he wanted to show me that he could do a move. Well, I'm coaching. I'm trying to help a kid that can't do the move. So he got mad. He got mad and wanted to quit. And when he came in to quit, he took his uniform and threw it at me. And I was like, man, pick that up, man. I didn't throw it to you when I issued it. Hand it back to me like a man. You know what I'm saying? I handed it to you like a man. You hand it back to me like a man. I don't care if you quit.
What you gonna expect?
He was like, man, I'm 15. I was like, yeah, I know.
It's so crazy.
You better be glad. You better be glad I'll whoop your ass. I was like, actually, you won't.
And that's another thing. The way these kids cuss, the way these kids talk. I remember one time I slipped up and said a cuss word by accident because I was hearing it so much at school. I slipped up and said a cuss word. Didn't even realize I said it. And my mom came across my face so fast. I was like, what was that for? He was like, you don't know what you just said? I was like, no.
Nah, man.
That's when he was cussing at school.
I was code switching.
It's something to be said about the strength of the parents of the last generation, man. And me for one, man, I'll tell anybody, man, my mother did it by herself and she had 3 boys, man, and she did the best that she could. And I would not be half of the person that I am today if it wasn't for my mother's unconditional love for me.
Can I ask y'all a question real quick?
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I've thought about this for a while, and not just from this video, but because I've seen the state of generations after me coming up.
Dude, you in that generation. Quit trying to act like you're not 17. But go ahead.
Come on now. Let's not do that.
No, I'm just playing, man. Ask the question, bro.
Do y'all think that because of the surge in teen pregnancy has a lot to do with how the new level of parenting is? I might have worded that wrong, but like,
but the crazy part. That's a good.
The younger these
question.
Parents get,
the crazy part is there was way more teen pregnancies in the 80s than there is now. Teen pregnancy
has actually dropped.
What has happened to me right now is you have a generation, my generation, and slightly below of people who had their feelings hurt for their betterment by their parents, and what they said is, I don't want my kid to feel how I felt. So everything that I was taught, I'm going against that. And we're going to do this gentle parenting because I don't want to yell and offend my kid. I don't want to hurt their feelings or whatever. And so you see it in coaching too a lot, yo. Everybody comes up to you with the next LeBron James. Every kid is the next LeBron James. But guess what, man? I'm coaching wrestling. I don't give a shit what you do on the basketball court. And you're not the next LeBron James. You're actually terrible. You've never practiced.
A lot of, and they be like, I paid all this money for my kid to play. We'll pay some for a trainer too, because your kid is
so again, what happens is if your kid can do no wrong in your eyes, they feel like they can do no wrong in anyone's eyes, and you're handicapping them more than you're helping them with that type of unrealistic reality.
But how many of us are parenting in this climate though? Like, I'm a parent and have been for quite some time. I literally went from having no kids to having 4 overnight, ranging from pre-freaking daycare to high school. The problem is that society as a whole, because of what you talked about, Jay, is giving too many choices. And telling people, well, if you don't like this, you can identify with whatever you want to identify with.
Facts.
You can you have a choice. And I remember I took my kids, and this is when I first got custody of the kids. And my backstory doesn't matter, but got custody of the kids, took the kids to the pediatrician. The pediatrician is asking them, are you getting enough to eat? This is that and the third, and the kids go, well, we don't like what Auntie Pooh is cooking for us, so we don't get enough to eat. And so the pediatrician looks at me and tells me that I have to give them choices. If they don't like what I cook at night, I have to give them choices as to what they can eat for dinner. This is somebody telling me how to parent my children.
The pediatrician missed it. He didn't understand there was a choice. You could eat this or be hungry. That's a choice.
But that's the thing. Parents are disciplined by society when we try to impose our rules and try to impose standards for our children. If you whoop your child, nowadays, God help the Lord if they hear about it.
Yeah, you going to jail.
I remember my 16-year-old at the time. She's 23 now. She's 16. She bucked up in my face. I was probably 7 months pregnant with my oldest daughter. And she bucked up in my face. And I said, you know what? If you can't follow the rules of my house, you have to leave. You have to leave, period. I put her out my house and walked her to the edge of the driveway. Mind you, we live in a very safe neighborhood. She wanted no type of danger, no nothing. Don't call the people on me. One of my neighbors, and this is somebody, one of us, came out and told her that I couldn't do that.
Yeah, times have changed because it used to be the community used to be like, nah, we backing your mom and whatever.
Correct. Yeah. You knew better. What she should have done is told her what she should have done better. This child stood and bucked in my face. I called the police. The neighbor called the police. The police came to my house. I explained to them what was going on. This child of mine got in my face in front of the police. I told her, I said, if I was not pregnant, I would beat you in front of these police officers, but I don't want to have my child strapped to a hospital bed because I was a minute from giving birth. And I was like, if I was not pregnant, I would beat you so bad that they would have no choice but to take me to jail. She looks at the police officer, my child, and says, did you hear that? She threatened me. Thank God I had a police officer that understood, and he said, I didn't hear a thing. And if she does beat you, there's nothing we can do about it. And her entire demeanor changed. But it's so many people that's out here correcting other people's parenting that parents are being reprimanded for disciplining their kids. There are some of us that are out here fighting for our kids, making sure that our kids are doing what they're supposed to do. I'm one of those parents. I will roll up to the school. I don't care what time, what day, what hour. If you call me and you tell me something's going on with my kid, I'm there. But kids still get into stuff. Kids are still going to do what they want to do. They can either learn from it or they don't learn from it. But it's a lot of people that's out here trying to parent their kids, and people are telling them, "No, you can't do it that way. That's too harsh."
I'm gonna tell y'all a real quick funny story about the police and parenting. I was in 3rd grade and my mama whooped me with a belt and then left some whips on me. And I was like, "You tried to kill me. I'm gonna call the police." She said, "Go ahead." Man, I called the police. Swear to God, lived in Harrison Homes, man. The police came. Dude came, he was like, "What's going on?" I was like, "Man, she's trying to kill me, man. Y'all need to take her to jail." Yo, my man looked, he was like, he looked, I had a couple little whips. This man went to the car. I was like, "Oh yeah, her ass in trouble now." Listen, he brought back this big fat wooden paddle. He was like, "Do I need to leave this with you?" He said, "Ma'am, you can use this. It's gonna hurt more and it'll never leave a mark." I ain't never called the police again in my life. To this day, that's when my distrust with the police started. but nah, it taught me something, man. It really taught a lesson that, yo, listen, they're on her side. Maybe I was wrong.
And plus the village was stronger back then too.
Yeah, but now, now you can't do that.
And if listen,
if something in front of Miss Brown house, she calling your mama before you can make it back to your mama door.
Yeah, for sure.
If the people like nowadays, the conscious people, the awake people, whatever, heard half of the shit my parents used to tell me, like my dad told me, he was like, if I ever find out that you in a gang or you selling drugs, you better hope the cops get to you before I do. That would have got him sent up immediately.
Yeah, and I bet he meant that, man. I bet he.
Oh, absolutely. That. My dad about like 6'1", maybe about like 260, 280. Big ball black man that always worked with he always worked with a gun. I'm good on that.
It ain't even the size. I am 5 feet tall. All of my older children are taller than me. My 11-year-old is 5'8". Okay.
First of all,
he would.
First of all, no, you're not.
I be looking up.
No, you're not 5 feet.
Know. Yes, I am. I'm 5 feet tall.
4'7".
And height don't really mean nothing either, because my mom is 4'11" on a good day, and that woman still strikes fear in my heart.
Correct.
Correct. What y'all don't know is Miriam is standing up right now. Y'all don't know that. She's 4'7".
So rude.
Goodbye.
Nah, but the only thing that I disagree with is the kid needs to be locked up. I do think that the kid needs some punitive punishment outside of what the school could do. I think 30 hours of community service and then 30 hours of volunteer work. And here's why I say this. I think that going into a juvenile detention center right now and knowing what I know, he's going to learn more ways to be better at the stuff that he's doing already. I really think I'm never a fan of not giving people a second chance before they've had their first. Like he doesn't understand. So again, he never did any risk assessment. Okay.
But how do we know
that? The woke culture, please don't cancel me, but he smacked a grown man.
He did. Now I agree with you on that.
Even though that grown man was in a dress, that grown man could have said, "You know what? That's right. I'm a grown man," and went ham on him. He really didn't understand that. I don't care
his composure, by the way, because
I don't care who that teacher was. I know for a fact that there's a thing called grown man strength that you get when you become a grown man that child doesn't have. So that teacher could have physically hurt that little boy if he chose to. Them. I'm not sure. I'm sorry.
The teacher.
You can use binary, non-binary pronouns. Them, they, their.
Yeah. They could have hurt them if they wanted to do that with they.
Good job.
Hey, I'm trying to be around. This episode 1, baby, of season 2. I'm trying to be around for a little while.
I'm trying to make it a little bit.
Also, because they're trying to cancel me over there on Man Down Sports. You can catch me. Yeah. Hey, now I'm saying the stuff that we be saying. We already got one. We already got 1 foot on the trouble button.
Hey Jay, do y'all remember though that what was that like a year or two ago where that young lady was substitute teaching and that little girl bucked up at her and
That
she
was
went
also here in
in on
North
her?
Carolina.
Because she took her home.
We heard more about the fact that she may or may not have had on panties than the fact that she was correct. Yeah. And that little girl had it coming. Like at the end of the day, these young people cannot put themselves in an adult's place and not expect to get an adult reaction. Correct. And
hey man, everybody got to understand, man. Your first job, huh?
So so let's say this is technically his first offense, and you saying he shouldn't go to jail and he should get like community service and stuff like that. So then what happens if he does it again? Then what?
Oh, first of all, listen to me. He shouldn't have the opportunity to do it again because his days at public school are done. He needs to go to a reform school and all that. But one physical strike, you're out. I don't care if you're in second grade. If you strike a teacher, they need to find alternative schools for you henceforth. You know what I'm saying? That'll put a stop to that real quick. That'll put a stop to it automatically. For those of y'all that don't know, man, I'm always gonna side with the educators. I like my bread buttered nicely. But outside of that, man, but I just don't believe in taking this young man who made a mistake.
That wasn't a mistake.
So I'll tell y'all another life story, man. I got into this physical altercation with this young lady when I was 16 years old. The young lady happened to be of European persuasion, and I accidentally bumped into her, and I turned around and apologized to the wrong girl. And then the right girl said, "Why you apologizing to her? You hit me." And she was poking me in the chest. And so I moved her hand off my chest and said, "Hey, do me a favor, try not to touch me." And after I said me, spit hit me in the face. Boom. Yeah. So me being the calm man that I am, I gently caressed her neck with my hand and pushed her head into a television screen and said, "Hey, listen. If you ever think about spitting on me again, I'm going to end your responsibility of breathing." Real life story. I use different words that
for sure.
Like,
but we'll say that for the after dark cut version.
So I released her and went to go find help, and then upon going to find help, my name was called again. And when you hear your name, you turn around. And as I turned around, more spit met my face again.
Wow.
And listen, I wasn't really upset, but I'm also not a liar. So I began to try to make good on my word. Now, long story short, I had to do 30 hours of community service.
But let me jump in here.
Did she also have to do 30 hours of community service?
I think she ended up having to do a little bit more because she had a few failure to appear in that. But
she would have had one big failure to appear fucking with me.
Well, let me just say this. So the child hits this person, right? And then stands in front of this person and asks, "Do you want me to do it again?" So he was clear. This wasn't like an act.
And the crazy part is the teacher was like, "No, I'm good."
But hold on. Wait, you said, why would you get this type of consequence for an accident? It didn't accidentally happen. It was thought through. Because hold on, wait. Because he followed up and asked, "Do you want me to do it again?" Not only did he do it again, then he paraded around the class to say, "Now what you gonna do? Who gonna help you?" And so what I'm saying to you is just like this. Just because the girl liked the boy and chose not to wear the condom, well, if you get HIV, that's just so happened to be the consequence. this child decided to hit the teacher twice. This so happens to be a consequence. So,
I definitely understand.
If you don't give a high enough consequence, then there's a margin of behavior that is going to happen again because my consequence was not high enough. Now, when your consequences are high enough, you start to really reconsider what you got to do because that consequence was too great for me. So after I done hit a whole adult in front of a classroom of my peers, basically I punked the adult in the class and I was a threat to the class and to the teacher. You give me community service.
Well,
pick up trash.
So to retort, I get all of that, and I understand that, and you're 100% correct. However, I have a hard time knowing the stats that people who young black boys who are incarcerated prior to 21 usually gets incarcerated more than 3 other times in their lifetime. I just have a hard time just going ahead and sending them to the system. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying that it ain't right. I'm just saying for me, if this is truly his first offense and he was a good kid that made a bad mistake who made a bad choice on one day, I don't think that I never like when someone's paying for a decision they made when they had a bad day at 16 for the rest of their life. And it doesn't matter if you're black, white, like or whatever. I never really liked that because just like let's say you're 16 and you commit a bank robbery, which is a felony, and then you're 40, you've already paid all your restitution, you've already done everything that you're supposed to do. You're still not employable at a whole lot of jobs for a decision that turned out to be a mistake that a kid made. You know, I always have a problem with that.
But Jay, he didn't slap a child. He slapped an adult.
And so an adult twice. So I'm also okay if part of his punishment is he has to slap another adult, but that other adult happens to be a professional MMA fighter. I'm okay. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with a lot of alternative consequences that doesn't affect the rest of his life.
Now, what an alternative consequence could be is a group of men being mentors going into the school.
I was literally thinking that.
making that child give time in an appropriate way according to a group of men. See, but that goes back to who is in the schools as an adult figure supporting this. Because listen, this is a slippery slope. If you think about it, it's just a slippery slope. Everything we're talking about is just a slippery slope. The reason why parents can't parent the way they used to parent, we've always tell it's government. You keep asking for more and more, the government gets more and more in your business. So the more and more they get in your business, the more and more parents are losing control. And now somebody else is getting to make decisions for your children. But parents are failing to realize public schools are community schools. Parents have as much right as to go in. The community can go into the school at any time they want to.
For sure.
We are not going into the schools. We are not present in the schools. So yes, because I really believe if more parents would walk around that building, that would not really have happened. I don't believe that would have happened. I just don't believe it.
Well, let me ask you this. Let me ask all you. Before we wrap up, let me ask all you guys this question: what are your thoughts on, let's say, a tactical team, about 4 or 5 or 6 trained adults that are trained to physically restrain, break up fights, do everything like that? Even upon that team, a couple grief counselors, a couple therapists or whatever, all on a team that's trained to go into each and every school that they are assigned to that particular school to be like, to deal with the behavior thing. So you're kind of trying to rehabilitate them before they get to a point where things like this happen.
That already exists.
Right.
We don't need that's SRO officers. I've been an in-school therapist before. Mm-hmm. Like, at the end of the day, it's how do you buffer if somebody has made a choice to do what they're gonna do? It's very hard to buffer that. Like I said, it's parents, it's teachers, it's people that are working, that's doing their best. I've been I hate it. I only did it for about 3 months, but I've been in school therapist. I've been in intensive in-home therapist. After you done been to somebody's house and they got roaches and fleas, and I went to this one house and it was a trailer attached to a bus that they had made into an L-shaped home. And when I got done scratching and barking from leaving that house, I was like, I don't know what's gonna happen to this child, but I can't help them.
Yeah, nah,
you know
what
I'm saying? So there are these things in place that could buffer that, but at the end of the day, some of our young people have already made up in their mind who they want to be. Yeah. But they may or may not have an example, like she said, at home that they have to follow. They may not have anybody that's telling them, yeah, your behavior is incorrect or your behavior is not right. They may or may not. Some of them do, some of them don't. It's some people that come from the suburbs. They ain't never had a struggle. They ain't never had a, missed a meal or been abused or whatever. And they still go out here and do crazy stuff. So,
I believe that, but I have a hard time believing that kid would have slapped me if I was the teacher.
Oh, absolutely not.
I have a hard time. Like I believe that was
environmental bias.
I believe that was a almost targeted attack.
I agree, but that probably also was not his first time misbehaving like that either. It can't be. It can't be a child going from being quiet and reserved and respectful to slapping the dog shit out of somebody's wife.
Listen, what people who don't know this, I wear glasses and I have for a long time. If you want to see how strong I can get, smack my glasses off.
Smack my glasses off.
Yeah, because those are the windows that I use to the outside world. Without them, we got a problem. So I'm gonna protect them with my life. You know what I'm saying? But nah, man. All jokes aside, prayers to that teacher in that situation, man. And I hope that
no, that's sad.
But that teacher also has to live by whatever, because the other teacher that defended herself, even though she probably should have wore drawers that day, she got charged. If I'm not mistaken, she got charged with
they charged the teacher and the student.
Minor. Correct. So where's the balance? Where is the fight to protect
a lose-lose?
Yeah, right. Why are we not protecting our teachers?
But that teacher absolutely, according to what they want you to do, that teacher absolutely handled themselves correctly.
Done what was right.
And I give all the praise be to the Most High, but he or they should have whooped his behind, because then maybe he would have learned from that lesson. I'm sorry. I would have had to take that charge, because what you're not going to do is disrespect another teacher after me.
And it's like the class, like Jay said earlier, too. No. It's like the class was condoning it. Like, if I would have saw something like that happen, like, no. Like,
well, the one thing that I can say, I heard somebody like, oh my God, like somebody in there in the video was kind of appalled that happened. But not for nothing. I'm not gonna say that the kid wouldn't have smacked me, but I will say that second smack would have never
happened.
You understand? You just said community service.
Hey, listen. Now the community would have had a service for him.
You said the second slap would have never happened, but he should have community service.
Listen, right. The community would have had a service. A reverend would have been involved.
And it'd have been my favorite company. Hey, listen,
my company would have had a spike in sales. You understand what I'm talking about?
My favorite slogan. It would have been some slow singing and flower bringing.
It'd have been a lot more than that. It'd have been a lot more than that. Because I don't really take kind to disrespect, and outside of spitting in somebody's face, man, a slap is more disrespectful than a punch.
Man, tell them again.
No. Listen, man. I'm gonna always advocate for the young black boy.
Which one is it? Is it
No,
community service?
I'm not double talking. I'm going to always advocate for the young black boy. But I'm telling you that the young black boy should be grateful that this black man wasn't sitting in that chair.
He knew what he could get away with.
He knew what he was doing.
He knew who to slap.
Yeah, because the teacher was round of applause to the teacher, because once the desk, that's my bubble, right? And once you cross the edge of that desk, and I feel like you have intent to do damage, now I'm a stand.
But you can tell.
But the banana part, the teacher never uncrossed their legs. Like the teacher sat there with their legs crossed.
At the end of the day, the teacher knew it was a man. He knew he was a man. I mean, he knew he was
right.
a man.
Yeah.
You could though, like the teacher's demeanor, you could tell that teacher did not want any smoke. So to me, honestly, as well, if we're really talking about it, the boy who smacked them, it was a bitch ass move. Like it was no competition right there. Like you literally wanted to embarrass him, and that's exactly what you did, because when you slapped him the first time and she was like, I don't want it, then you stopped them again. Like that was a bitch ass move. Like that teacher made no threat to you at all, sat in the seat, didn't raise their voice, didn't stand up, didn't show any type of aggression, no nothing, and you still went back and smacked them again. It was a bitch ass move. And like Jay said, I guarantee if it was a big black male that was sitting in that seat that was your teacher, you would have never ever tried it. You wouldn't have tried it.
Now I've heard some people on social media say that I read some comments, I didn't hear him say, but you get what I'm saying. That we don't know what happened before that.
That don't matter.
And to that I say, yo, even if you throw out everything that happened up into and including the second smack, the bragging and the taunting at the end of it is enough that I say that person should never be able to go to public school again.
The only way, and I'm just playing devil's advocate here.
Don't do it.
The only way.
The
only way.
He loved doing this.
The only way, and I don't think the kid has the mental capacity to be able to navigate this situation properly like we would, but the only way I could see that kid smacking that teacher is if the hard R was used.
Oh, whew. I thought you was going somewhere else. I'll take that. I'll take the hard R.
Going somewhere else too.
Yeah, I thought you was saying the teacher said, "Hey, meet me in the bathroom after this."
No, Diddy.
Oh, no. The only way, because obviously there is a color disparity between the two participants, right? So I had the teacher. We got to throw him. You hard R me, and it's up. That's the only way.
But
the way he was acting afterwards, that's not what happened. Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
The way he was acting afterwards, that's not what happened.
The teacher probably said the teacher probably said something simple as, "Hey, could you pull up your pants, please? No one wants to see your underwear."
Or hey, yeah, everybody else.
So what I heard,
work, why aren't you doing yours? The teacher was probably doing their job. So this there's no, I don't unless that teacher put their hands on him first. There's nothing that he could have done, even using hurtful words, that can justify him doing what he did. Because at the end of the day, he can call his parents. He can, look for backup. He can ask, what he could have done anything, and he could have still, he didn't have.
So I heard it had something to do with the vape. I don't know how.
He ain't supposed to have a vape, no way. He ain't supposed to have a vape, no way.
You know what? You know what, Mayor? You know what? Hey, man, damn that community service. If it has something to do with vape, I stand 100,000% correct. Nope. Damn that community service. Lock his ass up.
He ain't even supposed to have a vape no damn way.
Hey, look, I'm reasonable. Hey, I'm reasonable. If it started off because you was already in the wrong and you got corrected, we can't do that. That man didn't make a bad decision. That man made a choice that he need to stand on.
Facts. 10 toes.
And then bringing grandma into it.
Yeah.
Word.
Hey, I have never, on my granny, I have never hit nobody and been like, yo, that's for Lucy. Nah. Every time I hit anybody, that was for me. You dig what I'm saying?
But my thing is, the only thing that could make this or be like swift justice for this is if somebody that had some sense in that family, a brother, a cousin, an uncle, his daddy, grandpa, I don't care. As soon as he walked through the door of the house, knock the dog shit out of him.
Knocked him off his feet.
Knock him clean off his feet, because he's got to understand when you hit people, you get hit back. I even had to learn that as a kid.
What I seen on the news is that next day he was in the Forsyth County Juvenile Detention Center. So they put him in handcuffs, man, and took him in that building. Mm-hmm. So that happened a day after that. Huh?
He got several charges.
If I was his dad, if I'd have found out the moment he'd walked in, I'd have turned them dreads in the box brace. How hard I would have hit him.
Listen, man. So I hate to say this, man, but the glaring thing is, one can reasonably assume that his father's not in his life.
Fair assessment. I thought about that too.
Or he's not a good role model. He may be in his life, but he's not a good role model. That doesn't happen to kids that has half a father in their life. Like, no disrespect, but listen, guys, man. Hey, it's been this little time went by so fast, man. I didn't even get to the fun topic today, guys.
What was the fun topic?
Oh, I know.
So y'all want to say that for next week?
Yeah,
the fun topic, and I'm gonna go ahead and give a teaser, man, so y'all can come back next Wednesday at 9 p.m. and see it. We're gonna talk about the rise in cougars, man. How these older women are dating these younger boys, and I ain't hearing nobody trying to cancel Lil' Kim with her 24-year-old boyfriend and none of that.
Or Keisha Cole.
Nobody worried about no Lil' Kim or
Did
no
you say the rise in cougars?
The rise in cougars. That's right. Them cougars out here.
Shard Moss baby mama.
Bernice Burgos.
I like my women older though. I like my women seasoned.
You gotta have older women, man. You are 16 and a half.
You gonna stop playing with me. Listen, I don't know. It's just older women. They just, you know what I'm saying?
Stop it.
But no, we'll get into is there a double standard with women dating with a big age gap to younger men versus men dating with a big age gap to younger women. We'll get into, is there a double standard and is it necessary? But thank you guys for coming out. Thank you for watching, man. Y'all could have clicked on any video in the world, man, but y'all clicked on ours, man, and we greatly appreciate it. Please make sure you like and subscribe for future videos. Share, man. And as always, man, this has been Therapeutic Rap, man. We appreciate y'all.
Bye.
Peace.